Hey everyone, it's 2023 and it's time for DigitalChad Tech to get a little bit back on track, starting with my Galaxy S22 Ultra. Is this still relevant? Is the S23 Ultra gonna be better than it? I really don't care. I'm just here to talk about this phone. As my son would say, let's go. The main reason I have the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is the camera. And the camera takes gorgeous pictures, and the wonderful thing about it is it's always with you, wherever you go. I've been playing with a lot of different cameras, and this just takes amazing shots. Like one from Rockefeller Center, one from some store window. I don't know. I was just wandering around in New York. And even if the photos aren't from this camera, viewing photos on it is wonderful. Now, I had a chance recently to spend some time with some professional news cameramen, which was very interesting. I got a lot of good tips, and I showed them this picture. I literally pulled this out of my pocket as it was set up, turned it on, and immediately took this picture because I didn't want to lose this. I was so afraid my dog was going to move. Fortunately, he didn't, so I was able to get one with him with his breath, and it was just using the zoom. The zoom on this, none of my cameras hold a candle to the zoom on this, and I know I can buy lenses now for my latest camera, but I mean, to have it in your pocket is just phenomenal. And this is one of my favorite pictures I took on this, of a sunset through a forest with a little bit of fog in it, and the camera blows me away. Photos, hands down, really good, except for my latest camera that I got for Christmas, which I'm recording on right now. It's the Sony ZV-E10. So let me know, what do you think of the quality of this video? Was it worth it getting a Sony Alpha camera? Now, some things I noticed, because I do have a few different cameras and I was editing my videos on my tablet back there, which is pretty much, bigger version of my phone. They work together so well. I just dropped the videos from one to the other. But the one thing I noticed with the latest GoPro Hero 11 Black and even the Insta360, the video, it has a hard time processing them because there's a lot more data than the phone really is made for, which I found interesting because this has an 8K camera, and I thought it would be able to handle 5.3 pretty easily, but I realized that these other cameras just capture so much extra data that you can use in post-processing that it is just mind-blowing. So I'm going back to my gaming laptop for video editing. That is the only time I've had issues with processing power with my Galaxy S22 Ultra. Besides that, I absolutely love it. If I find out the S23 can handle editing better quality video, I might pick one up, but to be honest, I prefer editing on my tablet. And, well, that's not being upgraded anytime soon. That's a different story. So what else about this phone? The screen, absolutely gorgeous. This screen out in the sunlight, it was just perfect reading. Not that I read much out in the sunlight. I do tend to keep the brightness down. Right now I have it all the way up. But I do tend to keep it at about half. I don't use the auto adjustment. As you can see, it's still perfect. I open up Chrome and fully readable. Inside, I have no problems with battery or anything else. Right now it's at 76%, and I only charge it to 85%. I do use the power saving. Of course, with the stand, it is a media consumption beast. It just... Let me turn this back up here. It is just wonderful. Videos, audio, especially with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pros, having the ecosystem really makes this great. One of my favorite things about this phone is the ecosystem. I'm in a movie theater and all of a sudden I feel my phone buzz in my pocket, I know I forgot to turn on theater mode. And I use theater mode all the time. I sit down, think about how long the movie is, I put it on for 2 or 3 hours. And my phone and watch don't disturb me unless you're on my special list of family who's allowed to buzz in while I'm in the movies, and they usually don't. This is just absolutely amazing. I actually keep it on the FHD. I don't do the Quad HD. My eyes don't really see the difference, so that's sort of how I get more battery life. I do have a button on here to switch between them. I have regular power, and then I have video mode, which goes into super extra brightness. It turns on the extra brightness and everything. So this is the fully bright screen. Let me see if I can get... What can I show you in here? That's as bright as it gets, and it is gorgeous. Now, I'm a big guy, so as far as size and weight, I don't notice it. I'm a little over 6'2", and all my pants have big pockets. This slides right in. So, my son has one. He's a little bit smaller than me and a lot skinnier than me. My wife has one of these, and she has no problems with it. She just throws it in her purse, and she loves it. She loves it enough where she did wish the screen was a little bigger, so for Christmas, she got a tablet. As far as sound goes, this has decent speakers. And I think it's funny, I know I mentioned this before, but I think it's funny how I thought these speakers were good, and then I got the S8 Ultra, and I'm like, wow, no, those are speakers. Because, there's 4 speakers, and they're tuned a little more. And now I have the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro paired with this and the 24-bit audio. Let me tell you, I switched from Spotify to Tidal, and I can tell the difference with the Galaxy Buds 2. So if I'm out in public, this is perfect loud enough for me to share content with someone. And when I'm at home, it has that beautiful connection to really make my buds sound awesome. I love hiking with them. I love listening to content. I fall asleep every night with my buds in watching YouTube video. I'm one of those people. I have a hard time sleeping. So I really need to fall asleep with some music playing in the background. And this has been wonderful for doing that. On top of, regular content watching. YouTube, phenomenal. So what else about this phone? All right, so along with the camera, you need a good photo editing suite. I do subscribe to Adobe Lightroom. I love Adobe Lightroom. But sometimes I just want to do a quick edit, and that's where this photo gallery comes in. The Samsung, I just love this. I can click remaster picture. Sometimes I get some improvement. Sometimes I don't. It's hit or miss. It's AI, but it's still nice. It gives you a nice before, nice after. You can see how it made it a little bit more clear, a little bit brighter. But I love just the natural picture. So I'm not going to download that. But then, besides remaster picture, you have the basic editor. You can go in here and do so much. I occasionally will use the filters. You can go, there's so many filters. You're not just stuck with what's on the screen. You can actually add and go down and you can create filters. You can download filters other people have made. Like right here, camera and photo effects. I'm gonna switch back to here. And every once in a while, I'll go into the filters and I'll click something, and it'll be pretty good. It'll get me close. And then I'll go here and I'll adjust my light balance and my brightness and all the regular stuff. Your temperature, your sharpness. It works great. And it has that auto button. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Revert. Go back to original. As you can see, it actually crops in and does a bunch of adjustments for you, and occasionally it nails it. But if it just gets close and you still want to make some adjustments, you can go back and fine-tune it. So if you want a camera and you don't want to learn Lightroom and stuff, this is a wonderful little app. Samsung Gallery. It's not just for viewing photos. It's for editing photos. And Lightroom is when I really want to get into it, and like when part of the screen is too bright and I want to use gradient filters and stuff like that. But you cannot go wrong with gallery. Now, as far as using it for work and communicating with my family, Snapchat and Microsoft Teams I have on here sometimes. If I have to go to another room and I don't have my laptop battery's kind of dead, I'll jump on a meeting on my phone or on the tablet, and it works wonderfully. Microsoft Teams, Zoom, everything's great. It has the mode where it can follow you around the room if you want it to. The audio is perfect, is just fine for it, and the video is crystal clear. Of course, with the screen, you can see everyone pretty clearly. If you're just sitting at your kitchen table and you just need to do some work, it's wonderful. Now, as far as regular content reading, it's actually very, very clear. If we go to Reddit, pictures completely. Oh wow, that's a really nice photo. What's that on? The Sony Alpha subreddit. Ah, this is why I wanted a good camera. So, seeing these pictures from professionals from all over the world on this phone is just a great experience. Of course, on the tablet, it's even better because it's a little bit bigger. But you don't always have your tablet around. It's just like taking pictures. This phone is always with you, and it is wonderful just to take out and use. Alright, so right now I am connected to Wi-Fi 6, and sometimes it'll connect to E. I find that the tablet connects more to Wi-Fi 6E than the phone, which is interesting. But no matter what, I have gotten some great results with this using speed test, and I'm really loving it. My whole house, I can't believe how much upgrading my Wi-Fi from the original Arrow. I was running the original Arrow, and I upgraded to the most recent one, and it is just amazing the difference. Like, my 4K video streaming is just wonderful, and as you'll see here in a second, the 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's gonna hit 9. It's gonna hit 9. Like, I pay for 1 gigabit, so the fact that I get that high just blows my mind. And this phone and this tablet, and my wife and son also have this phone, and they both have tablets, and we just don't have a problem. Look at that, 918 up, and I paid for 40 down, and that's 39.3. The speed on this, if you have the good Wi-Fi, is just amazing. As far as phone quality goes, I had to turn off Wi-Fi calling. Surprisingly, as good as my Wi-Fi is, I had to turn off Wi-Fi calling. The quality of the call was not there for me. I had problems hearing people. I turn off Wi-Fi and I go on to the regular 5G network, and my phone calls are fine. I don't know what that's about. That's one of the few things that I've had on this phone that just I didn't care for. Wi-Fi calling, not for me. I do think it's funny that my phone is probably worse at being a phone. But I really don't have problems with calls. I don't have them drop. Occasional quality issues. Wi-Fi calling, since I turned it off, it's fine on the Verizon network. So I can't really complain about it. Everyone who needs to get in touch with me, which is important in my life, they can get in touch with me. As far as this phone goes, you're not going to get much better than this. My daughter is the Apple person in the family. I have played with her iPhone 13 Max. And for Christmas, since everyone else got tablets, I did get her an iPad Pro. And they're great. But what you can do with these, the customization, especially with Good Lock and now Good Guardians to help keep everything running smooth, this is just an amazing phone. This is a custom wallpaper I made using whatever it's called. And yeah, app support is great. I use Power Director on here. I also have LumaFusion, and of course there's a built-in video editor that's just fine for some quick stuff. If I want to do stickers or some transitions, I use Power Director. I'm still getting used to LumaFusion. It's in beta. Samsung Notes, Keep Notes. I mean, the ability to take notes is just wonderful, especially with the pen. Just writing things down quick and being able to share them with other people in my family. I use Keep Notes for checklists because this works on my watch. And when I'm going through the grocery store, I just scroll through my watch. I don't even take my phone out. I just go on my watch. I can check things off. It's great. Of course, smart things, huge. I can control so much stuff from my phone. Between Alexa, Google, and smart things, I can control everything in my house. And it is just really good to have. Especially, I can hear upstairs my vacuum going right now. And I can go in there and see exactly where the vacuum is in my house. And of course, I have my tech bag tracker, my little Galaxy tag, and, you know, so I don't lose all my good stuff. So, when the S22 Ultra comes out, am I going to upgrade? I'm going to say no. Unless they give me a great trade-in on this phone, which Samsung has been known to do. When I went from the S7 Plus to the S8 Ultra, they gave me more than I paid for my old tablet towards it, and it made it incredibly cheap. So if they make it incredibly cheap, I might go over, but it'd have to be really cheap. And I do appreciate Samsung having a great trade-in program. I'm not complaining about it. It's just that I have a lot of Samsung now, and a lot of other stuff. That all started with this phone getting my my tech bug reignited in my brain. I actually, right before Christmas, my dishwasher went, and I now have a Samsung dishwasher that 10 minutes from when it's done, opens itself about 5 inches to help with the drying cycle. So every once in a while, I still go into the kitchen and yell, "Who left the dishwasher?" Oh, nope, never mind. So let me ask you, what questions do you have about the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra? Post them down below. I'll help you find the answers, if I don't already have them. This is DigitalChad Tech. Talk to you in the next one. You know what? How am I supposed to stop the video if this button doesn't? That's my thing. I hit the button to stop the video, and now it doesn't. Oh well.